Just do it. Change your life vibration to the source. When we understand that vibration is about the original energy that you put out, we can then start to understand how our life fits into place. For example, if you imagine yourself as a river, the river is ever flowing. It even comes round many times, but on your journey you have different experiences, different rocks, different ways the water will flow. That is the key point. It is only the attachment to your journey that stops the flow, or if you try too hard and put too much water into the river. If you can get back to the flow and be just the flow of the river, then you'll find that life flows with you. The only times that you're swimming upstream is when you decide not to go with the flow or try to control. This is the secret to it. I hear many people tell me about it's all about being positive, but it's not. If you understand that the vibration is a neutral energy, it is an energy that feeds all other energies, but certain energies cannot be attached to it. Neutral energy is the balance in life. It's the peace. And so when you start to understand this, that if you don't bring peace to your life, then you don't flow. Because inside of us is this energy source. And this energy source, some people think it's your soul, but it's not. Your soul is in the spirit world. Inside you, you have this energy source, which is like nature, which is like the river. Once ignited, it can do many things. It can make sure your body's flowing, it can heal your body, it can get rid of negativity, and this is the secret to it. It's only what you attach to the flow of the energy it becomes. So if you learn to vibrate like the source, then you'll always be attracting the same vibration. And if anything comes along, like problems, it is only your perception of the problem. For the universe, energy is all energy. It is only our perception, what we think, what we fear, what we worry, what we put, what we attach. It's all about attachments. It's what you attach to the energy it becomes. This is the key. For if you have no attachment to the outcome on anything, then like the river, eventually, even a hard rock, even something that looks like it's a big obstacle, the water will flow as it makes it smooth. This is the secret to it all. If you keep vibrating at a certain level, if you keep vibrating the energy of unconditional love, or this neutral energy, and then ignite it with the experience of life that makes it flow even more, because then the body, which is what it needs is love, will then flow with you. So you no longer become just a body with spirit, you become a spirit with a body, and then you become one. This is the secret to it all. If you become balanced, if you become one with your life, if you become one with nature, if you become one with your purpose, then you can flow. And once you start flowing, you enjoy life. So then you get the experience and the feelings and the laughter and wanting to sing that comes with it. And that is it. It's the just doing it. It's the part where we're experiencing it, is the flow, is enjoying life. And that is the secret to it all. So that's why I've created this. Because if you just do it, then you will just automatically flow. You will be in that neutral, ignited with the passion, with the inspiration, with the feelings that come to it. And this is the first part that we're going to look at. We are a multi-sensory body. If you start to think yourself as not just what you see, then you start to see that you're everything. So you can get messages in many ways. The problem is that a lot of the time the brain controls the eyes. So what you see, you create. What you see, you also become. And it's then your perception of what you see. So when we get back to the body, we realize that the body actually feeds the brain. This is where the signs are. So if any part of your body is not flowing, it will trigger your brain to start attracting lessons and thoughts and situations to make sure that we release this flow and get flowing again. So for example, your thoughts, 90% of what your thoughts are illusions. The reason for that is because it's attracting situations to make you whole again. And it's only when all the elements come together and you have free will to experience it and to actually go through with it, and then what happens is that the big picture emerges, and then it ignites the pureness of flowing again. And this is the key. So what you think about is often the last stage. It's your brain starting to panic about that you've got your body's not flowing, and it knows that if your body breaks down that it doesn't work anymore. So the brain is in fear. That's where we get all the doubts and the fears and everything, because the brain is just an object that shows you what's happening, shows you situations, shows you what happens in the past, because then in a hope that you'll get flowing again and release. Because once you see the big picture, then you are able to be what you are, spirit with a body. So if you see the first sign is your body, then you know that if you've got backache, if you've got neck ache, if your head, if you get migraines, these are all signs. These can be signs of past life experiences, but also it's too much negativity in the body's not flowing. So then it sends a message to your brain. So it's like your feet. If your Achilles starts to hurt, it's because you're not stepping forward, you're not flowing, you're not moving forward in life. And so that's a sign that you need to start flowing again. It is only when we're doing the purpose, or we see the purpose around us, does our body flow. So when your body is doing what it's meant to do, when it's got what it wants, then it flows. The simple way to get back into the flow is to love yourself. Just by saying, I love myself 10 times, and I am peace 10 times, that ignites the body, it ignites the soul, and then you experience it, and then you'll feel the joy that comes from it. It's like a balance. So when you give, receive and share, you are also doing the balance. Any of those equations you don't do, you stop the flow. If you try to control what you're giving, what you're receiving, then you stop the flow. You don't allow the energy to flow. Okay. So this is very interesting when you think that a lot of people trying to control their environment, control the people they're with. You're not allowing the person to flow and be who they are. So by controlling, you're stopping the flow. You're putting negative energy to a situation that doesn't need it before it starts to flow. This brings me on to how negativity can affect our lives. If we go back to the river, say for example you had a polluted river. It doesn't matter how much new water that you put in there, fresh water that you put in there, it will not flow until the pollution is gone, or until there's no pollution feeding the water. Because if there's always negativity being put into the source, it will change to negativity. It's not the actual energy that changes, it's just that it's like the source feeds energy into anything. Good or bad, it feeds. If you are doing too much or trying too hard to be good in life or to be positive, you're coming from a place of lack. This is the secret. It's the vibration of lack which eventually will take the energy over. So if you're coming from a pure vibration, like the source, and you can stay in the source without any attachments, you will not attract so much negativity. And if you do attract any, you have no attachments, so the negativity can't attach to you. It's only when you attach to the negativity that you start to increase the negativity to be fed. So don't feed negativity. That's the secret. Because then if you feed the negativity, you allow it to attach to you. And it only attaches to the physical. It doesn't attach to the spiritual. It doesn't attach to the actual flow. It can't do. Because like attracts like. So negativity attracts other negativity. It's only when it comes from a place of lack does it show. For example, if you have a polluted river and you're always feeding negativity, then it isn't flowing. And the same is lack, is that if you imagine that the source is abundant, it is free flowing. It is only what you put to it, you make it into what it is. So if you're saying that you have a lack in the source will show you a lesson of being lack. So this is why we even attract the opposite. Because we're still vibrated at some point a lack. Because we still vibrated a point of not being who we are. So if you understand that the source is a vibration of purity, and by being that vibration, you can attract anything in life. This is the secret. So, if you're a vibration of wealth, you will attract wealth. If you then share it with others, you will attract more wealth, because it's always vibrating towards the source. If we change our negative thoughts, our negative energy we're holding on to, it becomes the source. That's why you can walk into a room, and as long as you stay peace, as long as you have no attachment to what people say or do, eventually you change the vibration, not just of the environment, of the people in the environment. This is a big thing it taught me, because we're all defensive, we're all become individuals through the conditioning, through society. But once you change that vibration, you change your environment. And you change the people in your environment. And those that are too negative will not be able to be around you. Right, are you starting to see the big picture? And it's the lesson that gives us the big picture. Because without experience, without the body feeling, without the being part of it all, you're not going to get the balance. You're not going to get the free flowing. And so then you start to see it really is about the vibration you're putting out. Because you choose your parents, you choose every situation, you have free will to experience. And that's why if we don't clear out the experience in ourselves that we hold on to, we will always flow attracting negativity or see situations.